Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here, Senior Fellow at the Media Research Center. And as you can see, it's Seersucker Wednesday. We're kind of running out of those days when I can still wear this jacket. I'm not going to tell you if I have on the pants or not, but you can just imagine that I do have on the full Seersucker suit. But last week, I was not able to be with you on a video because I was out with the Media Research Center annual cruise. This year, we went up to Alaska. It was absolutely gorgeous. We traveled on the MS Eurodom, which is part of the Holland America cruise line. We went to Juneau, we went to the Glacier Bay National Park, we went to Sitka, and we went to Ketchikan also. And then we ended up in Victoria, British Columbia before we came back into port there in Seattle. But as we were steaming up to the inner passages of Alaska, heading into Juneau, I just had to stop and think as I got up every morning and did my morning runs. There's a lot of laps to go around a cruise ship to get in 1 mile. As a matter of fact, when I pulled up for 5 miles one morning, I was like, man, this is crazy. But as I was going around and around the ship, I thought about those early pioneers, those people that set out back in the 1800s to go up to Alaska, the people that risked everything because they heard that there was gold, there was adventure, there was fortunes to be found up there in that incredible frontier, that vast, beautiful wilderness. I think about how they didn't sit back and wait for someone to provide them anything. They figured out a way to do it. And when they landed there, just imagine all the comforts that we had on a cruise ship, nowhere near the things that they had when they landed there in Alaska. And so I just had to ask myself, do we as Americans today still maintain that rugged, individual, indomitable entrepreneurial spirit that will strike out into the unknown without any knowing or any care or without any fear, to pursue our dreams, to pursue our happiness, to pursue our goals and objectives that we have set for ourselves? One of the things that I came to realize, even though there was such vast beauty and such purity there in Alaska, they still do have their issues. Suicide rates are high in Alaska. They're starting to see problems with drug abuse. And also they have a 7% unemployment rate. Talking to some of the people up there, I was able to ascertain these things. But still, when you look at the people there in Alaska, you saw them out fishing. You saw them out with their own small businesses. You saw them out launching on their fishing boats. As you know, the most dangerous catch, that show that is out there on, I believe, A&E or History Channel. But see, that's the spirit that we need to have in the United States of America once again. That's the spirit of the soaring bald eagle, or the power and the fearlessness of the brown bears and the grizzly bears that we had an opportunity to see some of those. And let me tell you something. Friedrich Nietzsche once said that that which does not kill us only serves to make us stronger. A bear will kill you. I can attest to that, seeing those paws. But when I think about how those people set forth out there, they weren't concerned about the bears. They weren't concerned about any of the dangers. They did not ask who was going to shield us or protect us, or they didn't look for a safe space. They had that American spirit within them. And are we going to continue down that path of that American spirit, that incredible ruggedness, that belief that we can conquer and we can do anything that we set our minds to? As it says in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. And I tend to believe that faith had an incredible part in the striking out of those early pioneers, those men and women that set sail up through those inland passages and settled there in Alaska. But are we going to fall to the democratic socialism that we see trying to gain a foothold in the United States of America? A sentiment that, as President Obama once said back in 2012 in Roanoke, Virginia, that if you own a business, you didn't build that. No respect, no regard to that individual entrepreneurial spirit. No respect of that indomitable quality that we have in us that defines us as Americans. Just the belief that, well, the government has to give it to you, being it a universal basic income or being it a guaranteed federal job. Even at a time when we have more jobs open, even at a time when we have 63,000 some odd truck driver jobs open, then we have people to fill. See, we don't need to have the tyranny of those that believe it is their guarantee of happiness, that they control our lives and they define our liberty, they define our freedoms. We have to look to them, the government, the status, as far as our buy and our leave. We cannot be seen as serfs anymore. Friedrich Hayek wrote an incredible essay called The Road to Serfdom. And that's what democratic socialists want for each and every one of us. But last week, being able to go and see Alaska, to see that grandeur, to see that splendor, I understood what it meant to be an American. I understood what it meant to stand up against challenges, to face adversity, and know that you can be a victor. Because what democratic socialists really want and what they really need are victims.